Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Ebony.
I'm John.
And in today's video, we are gonna just like talk shop, as they say.
Shoot the breeze.
This is like a different video format before we get into like our official podcast.
Yes.
We're just gonna try this out and see if we just
try it
have
out.
Regular conversation.
Like, sit with us on our couch.
Yeah, pretty much. And like just talk.
What do you want to talk about?
Well, I went on TikTok earlier, and I posted a video.
That's a surprise.
Right? No.
You on TikTok?
I know. I posted a video earlier about what it's like having a business while I was doing a makeup get ready with me. I think I showed it to you before I posted it, and I went back on to like check some comments, and somebody said, "Well, maybe that's because your product is trash or something."
Oh.
Like that was the comment. Well, it's probably because your product is trash. Somewhere in that realm.
Damn, our product's not. We have the best product around.
No, I know, but like it made me think like, how is that your first reaction to that kind of video? Like the video that I posted was just like a get ready with me while I tell you what it's like having a business sometimes. And I said, you know, sometimes it's hard for your business to love you back.
Oh, that video, right?
You know, yeah.
Right.
And sometimes it's hard for your business, like for you create this beautiful thing, you pour all of your time in it, all of your money, all of your effort, and it's hard for your business to love you back. You're basically building a business for other people to love. And that's pretty much the premise of that video. And I didn't mention any product, I didn't mention any quality of anything, and I just said sometimes it's hard for your business to love you back. And then their first response was, well, you probably have trash product. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I mean, if they ever had an experience with us, 99% of the time it's a positive experience.
Yeah.
If it's not, we are all over it, and it's like, how do we make it right?
Right, totally.
We guarantee the cord on our gemstones.
Right.
So in the unlikely event it breaks, we repair it.
Right,
we don't have trash.
No, I agree. That person, I just think like people.
It's a hater.
Yeah, people just comment shit like.
Yeah, but it's like, why shoot first and ask questions later?
I know, like, and I saved it to do.
That's lame.
Right, I saved it to do a response video. Like, because I'm going to respond.
Yeah.
Like, you know I have to respond to someone who talks shit about me or you or our business.
More so our business.
Right.
You love our business more than you love yourself or me.
No, I love you more than anything.
You love your website.
I love my website.
Your website's close to me.
Yeah.
Your website's close.
Like,
it's like website, John, website.
But I love you to like
equal.
No, I love you to the end of the earth.
I love you too, baby. So the article that I most recently was reading, and I didn't finish it, was talking about the cafeteria in New York. Remember we used to go to the cafeteria?
Yeah, like the restaurant.
Yeah, the diner. And they're saying New York City is now the city that sleeps. The Big Apple is the city that sleeps.
Oh my God, everything's closed.
Everything's closed.
Right.
Things close early. They said nightclubs still stay open late.
Yeah.
But their point was, as a small business, and they own one single restaurant in New York City, in Chelsea, labor's gone up considerably, so they can't afford around-the-clock staff. Crime is through the roof, so it's not even safe. So people, even if they were open, people would not come out. And they said the other thing was the subway's not safe, so people are not riding the subway at that hour. But most people take Uber, so I don't know if that is all true. But another point they made, they said most of the nightlife now is in Brooklyn and not in the city, which I find hard to believe. I don't know if I believe that, but the fact of the matter is the city shuts early.
That's insane. Like it closes. Everything closes early.
The city that sleeps. It used to be the city that never sleeps.
No, I know.
Now it's a city that sleeps.
That's like...
They said by 2 a.m., it's a ghost town. No one's on the street. And you know, like, we've gone places late.
Yeah, I've been out till
6
a.m.
But I'm talking about even now.
Right.
We jump in an Uber, and we're home so quickly because no one's out.
No, nothing. So, like, Upper West Side.
Well, that's...
Oh my God. Like...
Yeah. 8 o'clock, they ring the bell. Bing, bing, bing.
Like, they are
Go
still
home.
in the curfew era of New York City.
Yeah.
Like we don't even... I don't even bother.
Oh my God, it's going to get dark in 15 minutes.
They're like, we've got to go inside. Like, I just... You know, and it's like... And then you talk to the business owners there, and they're like, well, there's no customers. I'm like, maybe there's no customers because you're not open.
Right. We used to go up there,
I mean,
and
like,
they'd
yeah.
be like, last call, 9 o'clock.
And I'm like, why am I going to
just
keep
got
coming
here?
Yeah, why am I going to keep coming here? Last call, 9 o'clock.
Right. So let me ask you this. You,
Yeah.
who used to be in nightlife, you worked as a hostess,
Right.
worked as a bottle server.
Yeah.
What do you feel about this?
I think, like, when I used to work in nightlife, which now was probably like I think I got out of working in nightlife around the age of 25, and I'm 30 now. But I think it's really lame, like the city closing so early. There's just like no vibrancy. There's no life. I feel like people are still super traumatized by everything that happened a few years ago. And I just think that that's not New York City. Like, I don't live here to go home at 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, I have had nights where I have come home at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, I have had nights in New York City, in one borough in Manhattan, where I have gotten home at 7 in the morning, showered, and gone literally somewhere else at 8 and partied. So it's very sad to see the nightlife in New York City. It's so small now, too. Like, we used to have 5 or 6 more nightclubs, and they're kind of gone now. New York City was not meant to like shut down at 8 to, it was supposed to just be at any moment you could go to some sleazy little place,
Yeah, anywhere,
and find something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And so interestingly enough, in this article,
Yeah.
they even mention like Walgreens, because Walgreens used to be 24 hours,
Walgreens.
and now they are no longer 24
yeah.
hours because the crime in the city.
No, the crime is awful.
Awful.
Like the crime. Like, I have been in the city for I've been in the city for like almost 11 years, and I've never seen the crime. Like, I have never seen it as bad as it is right now. And like, just the other day, I was on the train, and 2 guys came on the train. They verbally assaulted every single person, and they came up to me, and the guy closest to me, there were 2 guys. The guy closest to me nudged me, like he nudged every single person that he was asking money from. And I was watching this happen. Like, I kept looking over my shoulder, like, they're going up to every single person. I have about 10 minutes between this stop and the next stop. They're gonna make it to me. And they were being so aggressive, screaming, cursing.
Was anyone giving them money?
Nobody was giving them money. Like, no one was giving them money, and everybody was trying to kind of ignore them. I noticed that most people had headphones on too. I didn't have headphones on. I was vlogging, actually, and they nudged me, and I can't even say the things that they said, but just a bunch of expletives. In that moment, I was so angry. Not only did they nudge me, like touch me, which you don't touch anyone ever, they verbally assaulted me, and then proceeded to sexually harass me on the train by saying that if I didn't, I would get slapped.
Sorry you had to deal with that.
So it was like, I mean, the whole thing was like pretty traumatized, but more like I in that moment, like, I wanted someone to like stand up and do something. Like, I wanted someone, I don't know like where from, like, or what. I just wanted something to like happen, you know, in defense of me and every other person on the train. There were also 2 elderly people sitting next to me, and one of the guys ripped the hat off of the elderly man. He was with his wife. They both had walkers. Like, they were kind of disabled or handicapped. I don't know the proper terminology. And they ripped the hat off of them and then threw it back in the guy's face, and it bounced off his face and landed on the ground on the subway. And he obviously could not pick it up, you know? Like,
So the subway is public transportation,
Right.
as is a park. The
Totally.
subway, supposedly you pay to go on. Most people pay. Some people jump the turnstile. That's a different
Right.
topic. But my point is, it is public.
Yeah.
So you have no right to invade people's thoughts,
That's a good one. Yeah, thoughts.
I'm on the subway. I don't need somebody yelling and screaming.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
No, totally.
Because it's my time and
Yeah.
it's your time. So
Yeah.
be quiet and be respectful. We all need to be respectful of each other.
Right.
In New York,
100%.
no one is respectful.
I mean, like, I feel like New York City is this, it's like this relationship for everyone that lives here. It's an abusive relationship. You don't love it or hate it, you love it and hate it. And if you were like talking to someone and you were like, how are you and your girlfriend? I love and I hate her. You'd be like, dude, break up with her. But like, you can't break up with New York City. Like, I love New York City, but I hate New York City at the same exact time.
I walk.
No, I know.
I walk or ride my bike.
I know. Speaking of like walking, like what do you think of? Have you felt better like walking physically?
Oh yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like
1000%.
you know what they say?
Oh, yeah.
They're like, why don't you get 10,000 steps a day?
That is my goal all the time. I shoot for 10,000 steps.
What do you
I
think
get it
about that
regular.
though?
I find walking is mentally cleansing.
Yeah.
Like I walk, I get my steps in, I walk quickly,
Right.
and I'm in my own thoughts. I'm one of those people who never ever wears headphones
That's
while they're
like,
walking.
yeah.
Never. The only time I wear headphones is to run or go to the gym.
Yeah.
But when I'm walking in the city, I like to take in everything, whatever it is. Whether it's a crazy ambulance going by with the siren blasting.
The ambulances are so fucking loud.
They're so loud.
They're so loud.
Ridiculously loud. I don't know why.
I don't.
Our ambulance sirens are on steroids.
No, they're
We've been
so
to
loud.
so many other states.
And they don't
you
have
don't
it
hear
like that.
anything.
No, they don't.
We live on a high floor
Yeah.
in New York City, and
No,
all
they're
night
terrible.
long, yeah.
And like there's like a running kind of joke, which isn't even a joke because you don't want to lose the public in thinking that the ambulances are not important and need to get through traffic, right?
Right.
But there's like a running joke that half of them
There's
are not
nobody
full.
in them.
There's
Right.
nobody in them because they do it and they run through lights and then
Right.
they turn it off
The cops do the same thing.
all the time
They blast their siren,
just to get around the corner.
and then they park for
And
donuts.
I've actually seen it on our street. They
Right.
have literally turned on their sirens, gone through an entire intersection,
To
turned
get to
around and
Popeyes
parked.
near us.
Right, that has happened. Right, that has happened. That has happened.
Right.
But to get to their station, and I don't know
Right.
anything about cops. I don't understand. Like, but when I see you making everyone else move, like you don't have to sit through traffic just to get to your
You know what irks me?
yeah.
When the traffic police come by and they double park.
Oh my gosh, I know.
They double park.
I know.
So they block traffic to give somebody a ticket, usually
Yeah.
like a UPS truck, a FedEx truck, a delivery guy, the guy who's delivering beer to the restaurant,
Right.
and it's not blocking traffic, but it's
Yeah.
not a legal spot. So the traffic cop double parks, actually
right, so they
blocks
block
traffic.
off the traffic to give a ticket.
Right,
And you know what? The post office doesn't give tickets.
which is so
So they ticket everybody.
except the post office.
Except the
Right.
post office. Like they don't ticket them. They don't hold themselves accountable because
No.
the post office is
No.
government
So if
funded
I
or
was
something.
I was a traffic cop and I saw that, I would give that traffic cop
I would
a
give
ticket.
that traffic cop a ticket. I'd be like, you sir.
I wouldn't have a job too long, but
No, you wouldn't.
right.
No, like
No, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If your job is to keep traffic flowing,
then why would you block traffic to give somebody
it
a
defeats
ticket?
the point.
Totally. Question that I've always wanted to ask you. Everything was happening during that time that we won't mention.
The shutdown.
Right. People were saying, and I want to ask you because you have had businesses and you understand how businesses work. When everyone was saying it doesn't matter if you harm a business's physical location because they're insured. How does that actually work? Because I feel like in the beginning I thought the same thing. I was like, who cares if they go in and like take a bunch of stuff from or from small brands or anything because they're insured, right? Remember when I would look at you and I would say like, who cares? And you would always just look at me like, you don't understand yet, but like one day you will. Like I'll teach you how this stuff works. And I would just kind of be like, well, I know how it works. They have insurance. They're covered for it. So like, how does it actually work?
So, as you know, and many of our people that follow us know,
Right.
during the shutdown, there was looting going on in Soho. We got hit.
Right.
It was on the damn news.
Right.
Because we were in a market amongst other people, we got hit. They took a bunch of shit.
We lost a lot.
Right. So people say, yeah, you have insurance, blah, blah, blah. Insurance covers the cost of the merchandise.
Okay.
Doesn't matter what you sell it for, it's what it cost you.
Okay.
So we're just breaking even. So everything that got stolen, we are breaking even. And so we're not, you'd rather sell something than just get the cost back.
Okay.
Something like Target, they get stuff stolen.
Right.
They're not, that doesn't cover the shipping, the people who brought the stuff in.
So are they right when they say if you loot or take from a really big brand, it doesn't hurt them as bad?
Of course it does.
It does.
I mean, they just have, billions of dollars, so they can sustain it, but of course it hurts them.
So how does it hurt them though?
So for argument's sake, we all know about the smash and grabs, right? They walk into whatever store, high-end store, big label, smash the glass, run out with a bunch of bags.
Right.
If they're selling that bag for $20,000, right?
Yeah.
And they can sell it, and they will sell it for $20,000. The cost, let's say, is $5,000.
Right.
They're only getting insured on the $5,000. Why would they want that? They don't want that. It costs them money to bring it there. So when people say they're covered with insurance, they're covered for the cost, not for the selling price.
Okay.
And somebody just stole that from them, and now they can't sell it at their required markup.
Right.
So then what do? They raise the prices.
So yeah, that's interesting. That's something that I didn't know. This has nothing to do with what we were talking about, but.
So there's going to be an Ebony comment.
No, I was thinking about celebrities. They rarely stay together. No, they don't. So I was just on.
Like who, for example?
Actually, I don't have many examples, but they always break up.
Let me just interrupt for a second, because when they were talking about the restaurant I was just telling you about that closed early now.
Yeah.
I forget the name of it.
Cafeteria. Yeah.
Cafeteria.
Yeah.
Had their first date there.
No, they
Yes.
didn't.
Yes. And they were also all over Sex and the City. Sex and the City kind of made them famous.
Wait, the show.
Cafeteria.
Yeah. I remember Carrie Bradshaw.
Right. And they were right next to Barney's.
Charlotte.
And Barney's
Yeah.
closed right after.
Yeah. That's true.
But the reason I brought that up is you're talking about
their
breakups.
first date in cafeteria.
First date there.
Remember we went to cafeteria after going to the box?
Yeah. Remember the little crazy line?
The line, we would just
and
walk
I knew
right
the door
in the
guy.
front. And I had never been to that place, and I was what the fuck? It was 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Because I got off of work at 4
like
a.m. And
a club that serves food almost.
So, right.
Because the music was crazy.
There were always famous people there.
Always.
There was that back room that wasn't really a back room because you could see through it, and they had that long table.
Yeah.
There were
always heavy metal guys there.
Always a famous person
Aerosmith.
there.
All those
and
guys,
club kids,
rappers.
club kids that you want to know.
Yeah.
The club kids that you can get into any club with these kids.
Right.
And they would be eating there at 5 o'clock in the morning. We'd be having
club
shots.
Grown men. Club grown men.
Club grown men. Professional grown
business
men clubbers.
There you go. Business clubbers. Businessmen clubbers.
What a great time though, honestly.
It was. And now it closed.
No. Now it's all members only clubs.
Yeah.
Members only clubs.
But even they close early.
They do, but they're. I feel like.
How about what's her name? She was in Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
She was in
Casa Cipriani.
Yes.
Yeah.
With a date, first date.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
It
was
her
an early
boyfriend.
date. Yeah. And somebody snapped a picture.
And they got
they kicked 3 people out.
No, so members clubs are the new. I feel they're the new quiet luxury of nightlife. So quiet luxury and fashion is you know what it is. It's labels that are super expensive that nobody knows. Looking at first sight, you couldn't tell that was a really expensive.
Right. As opposed to a name that everyone.
Right. Pretty much your wardrobe when I first met you was very much cool clothes that I've never seen before, but from labels that I've heard before, and I didn't know that. So that's quiet luxury. So I feel members only clubs are the quiet luxury of nightlife. It's like you only know about it if you should, and we close earlier because that's cool. Like now it's cooler to be like closing early and self-care. So self-care like in nightlife is like getting home at 3 a.m. instead of 6. Like now you're
you gotta go to work the next day.
Now,
I got work.
Right, now you're doing better.
Speaking of sirens.
That's a siren.
Do you hear it?
I do. And it's literally probably 35 blocks away. It's probably...
and we're like 200 feet above the street.
No, and they just don't even... There's
and the windows are closed.
Oh, every window's closed.
So is this necessary?
This is... So, if you're telling me the 5 cars in front of you can't hear this...
Right.
Listen to this.
No, I know.
Hear it.
So when I'm on our roof,
Yeah.
which is 47 stories high,
Right.
I hear the damn sirens.
Wow.
It's like...
So it's not
maybe
even...
they're too loud.
Right, it's...
Well, you can only go if you know a member.
You can only go if you know a member.
We know a few
We
members.
know a few members.
Fortunately, we know people in high places.
Fortunately, because we are
We're
not
not in high
we're not those
places,
people in the high
No.
places. We're in the lowest places of the people that we know. I read like pop culture a lot just because it's
I know you love that.
it's something like kind of taboo, like it's unrelatable. When the sirens happen,
What did Ashton used to say?
cheers to the sirens.
When the sirens hit.
It's so funny because like once you are in certain societies or certain places, or can go to that restaurant that you couldn't get a reservation at, or you can go stay at this hotel that you saw your favorite influencer stay at, then you're there and like you think to yourself like, has my life changed or like what?
No.
It's so interesting, and then you try to tell someone that who's trying so hard to get into this place. And you try to be like, listen.
This is you who wants to go to every place.
I do, just so that I can say that I did it. I'm like, but
It's
then
like
I do it, and I'm like,
like-
I do it, and then I'm like, okay.
And then I tell you
I'm like,
it's
this is
worth it.
great.
You're like, oh, and then you're like, no, I'm not gonna do it again. And then a week later, you're doing the same shit again.
No, sometimes I get a little.
You're like, who do you know that can get us in here? We need to get in. We need to get in. We need to get in. It's like, chill.
Don't be making me sound like I'm thirsty to get into these places. I'm gladly willing.
You have dry mouth.
No, I'm gladly.
You have dry mouth.
I don't even know what that means.
You're thirsty.
Oh. No, wait. I'm
Correct.
gladly willing to sit on the couch and watch Succession. Which, by the
sit
way.
on something else.
Which, by the way,
And
Succession.
Have success.
Sitting on the couch. Wait.
No, that was good.
True. Good. Good.
You done good.
You're done good. Succession was good.
Yeah.
Right? One all-time kind of really good show.
Sucked for about 2 full seasons.
Your private personal opinion, but that's fine. But overall, a really good. Could you imagine being that wealthy?
I would love it.
Me too.
Right.
But could you imagine growing up that wealthy? Do you
No.
think the kids know that they're super wealthy, or they're in a bubble?
That's why the kid was such an ass.
No, but like imagine the kid at like 6 or
they're
7
really
years
not.
old. They know that their parents are billionaires. They all they see is
certain
everyone else
point
that's
you do.
like you.
That's
So they
true.
don't know they're fucking wealthy.
Yeah, they do.
They just.
Yeah, they go to the best schools and
But you think a
they
kid
eat the
knows that?
finest food. They
you
never
were-
see their parents because they're taken care of by several nannies.
So I'm going to ask you a
all that.
question. If you were a character in Succession, who would you be?
If I were a character in Succession, who would I be? Oh man, that is a great question. So many of the characters are like despicable, and they all have incredible faults. But if I were I would be the father. Holy shit, I would be the father because he runs shit. He gets shit done. That's who I would be. Only younger.
Yeah, you could
He
be.
was a badass.
You've resignated. Like, it's weird because I don't think he's a good guy, but from a business standpoint, when we
Right.
were watching it together, you would understand his moves. And I'd be like, why the fuck is he doing that?
Yeah.
And you'd be like, because you don't get it.
Right.
They're ungrateful.
They are. They were all like shitheads taking advantage of him and.
No, I feel like he
But
was...
let me flip this.
Okay, yeah.
If you were a character there, who would you be? You love Chiffon, or whatever her name is.
If I were a character on Succession, I would... Of course I want to say Siobhan. because I just love her character. Women can relate to that. But I would probably be Greg, because that's like closer to my personality. But then I would say Kendall, because while I have been a fuck up and I am a fuck up, I feel like I would be most qualified out of the siblings that I would have on the show to be Kendall, but my personality is Greg. Like I say like literally Greg is what he's like my conscience. Yeah, so like that's who I would be.
I love Greg.
Yeah, I know
he was
that
the best
was your
character.
favorite character.
Yeah.
No, he was so good because I feel like the writers for Greg, like that's hard to write somebody that naturally
they have
awkward.
different writers for each character? How does that work?
So.
Really? No, somebody writes the whole script, I would think. I mean, I don't know.
But I don't know. Writers are very smart people, because how do you know business terminology to where an actual business person like yourself can explain to someone who's not a business person how that actually works?
That's a great point. Never thought of that.
They must do research. They must actually talk to real life business people.
Yeah.
And
that's
those
a
people,
great point.
yeah, like they're so smart.
Yeah.
You know, to write all that stuff, and I'm saying to you, and I'm like, what does that mean? You're like, that means this. And I'm like, that writer must have went to whatever.
In my former life, we had a client who was a writer for the Guiding Light.
The Guiding Light? No way.
Soap opera.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, look at you.
She used to just smoke in her apartment and write.
That's like...
There were like 2 or 3 writers for the whole thing, but this was back in the day.
So, like, do you think the writers have researchers? Do you think, like, the writers go out and research?
They probably have researchers.
Yeah. I've always thought that, like, writers they've got to be very smart.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Like Billions, like Peaky Blinders, like things like that. Like you have
Anybody creative is smart. Comedians, super smart.
I think comedians are smart.
You can make somebody laugh.
I also think rappers are smart, because I did not realize all of the sports analogies that they use in songs.
And then I tell you, and
I'm like, who is that?
Lean back. We're from New York, Oh, both of us. Oh, shit.
Wait, babe, but the fact that you literally... I had this on before you got home, and you decided to put your shirt on, makes us look insane.
It feels so good. Like,
are we going to be the couple that's like, I'm with stupid? Cotton, baby. I'm with stupid.
I'm from New York. But
I'm saying I'm with stupid.
Right.
I'm calling you stupid.
I am following.
What is wrong with you?
I'm following. I don't care what anybody calls me.
Right, exactly. You don't care. Thank you guys for watching, hanging out with us. This was like a different kind of format. More so like...
I like this better.
Yeah. Completely unscripted, if you can't tell. We had fun hanging out with you guys.
And welcome to New York.
We hope...
The play is play.
We hope that you guys hit that like button. This one little button does more for us than you could imagine. Liking the video, it tells the higher powers that you like what you saw, and they say, if they like it, maybe someone else would like it, and we get bumped up on that little thing called an algorithm that runs our lives.
More well liked.
Yeah, so you guys hit that like button, and
subscribe, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you guys for hanging out with us, and we will see you on our next episode. Bye.
Peace.